Make a table of values to guess the following limit. And this one is the limit as x approaches negative infinity of x squared over 2 to the x. So again, we're going to make a table of values. And let's pick maybe -1, -5, -10, -100, and -1,000. And we can just plug these into a calculator if you want. You can also do, at least the first one by hand is not that bad. When x is -1, let's do the first one by hand. -1 squared is +1, and 2 to the -1 is 1/2, and 1 divided by 1/2 is 2. For -5, this is going to be -5 squared is 25 over 2 to the -5th. That'll be 25 over 1/32nd, which is 25 times 32, which is 800. You can also just plug this into a calculator. But it's good to be able to do some of these by hand, because if you make a mistake on a calculator and don't use parentheses around a negative when you need to, your calculator could be giving you incorrect answers, and you would have no idea because you can't compare it to your calculations done by hand. So really important to know how to use your calculator correctly so you're not making mistakes, but also to be able to do some of these by hand to, again, check to make sure you're not making mistakes. Anyways, I'll get off my soapbox. When we plug in -10, we end up with 102,400. So very different results than we had when we were looking at the limit as x approaches positive infinity. For -100, when we plug that in, I end up, and my calculator's not giving me this in scientific notation. I'm using an online calculator, so I end up with 1, 2, 6, 7, 6, 5, 0, 1, 4, 9, 6, 7, 0, 3, 2, 0, 5, 3, 7, 6, 0, 0, 0. How many digits is that? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 34. So that's about 1.2 times 10 to the 34th power. Very, very large. When I plug in -1,000, my calculator also does not give this to me in scientific notation, but there are, probably at least 7 or 8 times as many digits. And so I'm not even going to try. This is a really huge number. And it's pretty clear here that that limit is going to end up being positive infinity. Our function values are getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, quite exponentially so. And so our limit is infinity. So there you are.